Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are having a look at your weekly energies for June 10th through 16th of 2024. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to you. If you're returning, welcome back. As always, I'm truly grateful for your likes, shares, subscribes, your comments, and your fantastic energy. Let's talk about this week, shall we? Okay, we've got some more challenging energies this week than we did last week. All right, just get that right out in the open. A very, very, very important day to watch and be aware of is the 11th of June. I believe that's Tuesday. This is a day, we've recently had Mars enter Taurus. All right, Mars is, of course, warrior energy, right, representing Aries, okay? But Mars always wants to start something, and sometimes starting a battle. Mars can give us energy, to get things done or to get things moving or shaken, right? But it does bring in this kind of warrior type aspect. In the sign of Taurus, it can be things to do with money, things to do with resources, things to do with land, property, the things we own. And it is squaring off. Mars and Taurus is squaring off with Pluto and Aquarius, right? And so Pluto is power. Pluto is also change, transformation, endings, new beginnings, right? All that wonderful stuff. Pluto's in retrograde, so we're reassessing, reevaluating, relooking at something, right? We're maybe even starting to take action on some change. And Aquarius is about the future, but Aquarius is also about the people. So this can be something where there are arguments or battles that do involve multiple people or a lot of people. Okay, this energy here is one where we have fights, we have major arguments, we have conflicts. This is one where we feel a little bit rebellious, and this can be like a war, right? So whether it's just a war in our environment with people around us, okay, or whether something on a slightly bigger scale. So it is a very, very challenging aspect, though the best advice that we can all take away for this particular day is that you might be feeling rip-roaring ready to go. You might be feeling like a little bit fiery in this energy. And the best thing you can do is pick your battles wisely, take the high road, and if you can, walk away. It's not a day to pick a fight. It's not a day to pick a battle. It's not going to go well. All right. So just a big word to the wise. There is a big, powerful energy that's there. And so if you feel that anger welling up inside you, take that deep breath, bite your tongue, go do something else. And maybe tomorrow is the best. And then the day after, maybe a better day to address your concerns. Things will probably go a little bit smoother as far as a conversation, right? So I am not necessarily a doom and gloom kind of message deliverer here out there for you, right? But I will, of course, always give you that heads up when we do have some challenging aspects. And that's that. We have on the 14th, we've got the Sun in Gemini, which is conjunct with Mercury in Gemini. So your mind might be racing this day on the 14th. This can be great for some creative energy to get things started. The Sun brings us creativity, brings us energy that we need. It can bring us inspiration, right? All of that kind of stuff. But, because it's all in Gemini energy, it's the matters of mind, right? And so your mind could be very much racing this day. The best thing that you can do is find a way to calm your mind, find a quiet place, maybe go for a walk, that kind of thing. Because when our mind is racing, we do tend to be a little bit jumpy or a little bit anxious in our day. All right. But the good news this week, guys, it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that we do have on the 16th, Venus entering Cancer. This is kicking off a season, a summer of romance, hopefully much better vibes than last year. Last year, Venus retrograde that we had, I don't know about you guys, but look back to June, July especially, in that aspect, right? That Venus retrograde was one for the books for a lot of people, and it wasn't super pleasant for a lot of people. It was either one way or the other. It was either really pleasant or extremely challenging. And a lot of people had the challenging aspects. So this year, Venus is not retrograde, and in Cancer season, brings in some romance, some love into our lives. So this can be really wonderful. On the same day as well, though, we do have Venus forming a square, okay, with Neptune in Pisces. So it's a little bit of a fantasy land kind of energy. So maybe some of you are fantasizing about love and romance, fantasizing about, maybe it's something simple like, oh, I really wish my person would, make me a romantic dinner and surprise me or something like that, right? Because Venus does tend to be quite romantic, but also quite creative. So you could be just a little bit lost in fantasy that day. So, which isn't always a bad thing, right? Because sometimes we can have a fantasy, a vision, and then we can be like, how can I make this happen? So this can be positive for you guys. With Pave Your Own Way as your first message coming out. It's about forging your own path, about taking the lead, about not following the leader necessarily, right? This is about being you. This is about having the courage to step out of your comfort zone, to take the steps that you need to maybe turn your visions into reality, right? But Pave Your Own Way is all about leadership, courage, and really about being that trailblazer, being that maverick, being that that person that other people strive to be, or that people are like, you know what? That was a hard path you just took, but you made it look easy. You know what? I want to do what you want to do. Well, I want to do what you're doing, right? And that might not always be your cup of tea, right? Especially if you are, have been through your life where people tend to copy you, right? But be the trailblazer. So this is really inviting you to dream big, right? This person walking along, I think that's the Giant's Causeway, that picture, in Ireland, right? Anyways, but there's a big mountain in front, and what's she doing? She is stepping on these stones. There's no path on there. She's making one for herself. And yes, there's a mountain ahead. There's an obstacle ahead. There's something blocking her path. And you know what? She's not worried about it. She's like, I'll worry about that when I get to it. I'll cross that bridge when I arrive, right? In the meantime, I'm just doing things my own way. So dare to be you, dare to be different, and go your own way. We also have here the healing stones this week as well. Tenderness, care, gentleness, and nourishment. All right. Now, this is very Venusian in its energy. This is a reminder to take care of yourself, right? The Venus energy that's coming in is about, taking care of you, doing something nice for you, falling in love, loving yourself, loving the people around you, right? And this can bring in this energy, the ability to heal, right? So if we've had some battles this week, okay, then there is a healing energy coming in right on the heels of that, all right? Just remember the 11th, tensions may be high, people might be fiery, so if there is something very important to talk about, maybe do it the day before or the day or two after, or wait till the 16th to deal with something when Venus, beautiful Venus, is in the air and the energy is just more supportive for healing something, getting something back on track, for making amends, even, if you will. All right. So this is also a reminder to treat other people with kindness as well, because, we could have this energy this week where maybe you're not the one directly involved in some sort of battle, right? You're not the one that's having a fight with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You're not the one that's having a big blow up with your mother or with someone at work. This can be someone around you. And so this is just a reminder for everybody, right? For us all that, we don't always know someone's story. We don't always know what's going on behind the scenes. So if you have a coworker that's normally like jovial or pleasant to be around or just genuinely friendly, and all of a sudden this week they're not, and maybe they're snappy and you're like, what flew up your nose, right? You never know what's going on behind the scenes. They could have had a big breakup that you don't know about, right? They could have found out that, someone is having an affair. They could have found out, maybe someone is sick and, these kind of things, right? You just never know what's going on. So treat everybody with kindness. Always important for everyday Well, it's not always easy to practice what we preach every single day, right? But it is just this big reminder, right? Is that kindness and compassion will go a very long way, and know that there's usually a lot of undercurrent that's going on behind the scenes with people, and you just don't know, right? You just don't know what's going on. We have the Seven of Cups. There's some Fantasyland energy coming in there for you guys. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, we like to see that one. That's a great one. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. All right. The back of the deck, we've got the Temperance card, thank goodness. So we do have a lot of healing energy that is coming through and influencing your week, all right? So this is about, when we have the Temperance card, interestingly enough, this is Sagittarian energy, so it's like a fiery energy a little bit, right? But Saggy energy is also about breaking free, breaking away, and interesting because the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, which is the ruler of Sagittarius. So in that aspect, in that energy, we can take some qualities of Sagittarius, which is about looking at the big picture, which is about taking a philosophical approach to things, which is about finding the courage that you need to move forward or to make change, right? And it is also one of finding freedom, right? Finding freedom, whether that means walking away or detaching from something, right? Or just dancing to the beat of your own drum, which is what we have up here, right? So we do have this influence up here. And of course, we've got some lovely aspects of Jupiter going on, right? That is, supporting us and guiding us. But of course, Jupiter does expand anything that it touches, right? So, expansive energy can be wonderful, but it can also take a challenging situation and expand it, right? So where do you need to find freedom? Where do you need to walk away from? What are you not seeing, right? That Jupiter energy is that perception, that big picture, right? And, that philosophical approach. It's like, well, you might be waxing poetic about something this week, right? But the Temperance card is a reminder about everything in moderation. Take things one day at a time, and forge your path forward with kindness, with compassion, and with a little bit of patience. The Temperance card is also very spiritual in its energy. So this is where, you might be finding that you want to reach out to your angels, spirits, guides this week for a little bit of help, guidance, support. And of course, the Temperance card does bring in some healing energy there as well, and helping us find the balance that we're looking for. So balancing out the energies. And of course, we do have fire and water, right, on the Temperance card. We've got this big ball of fire in one hand and this water in the other. You put the water in, right now they're separate, right? But you put those two together and you get steam, right? So there could be some steamy energy this week, but this is also a reminder to balance out your energies, right? When do you need to be fiery and courageous and bold and brave and take action? And when do you need to be kind and compassionate and calm and caring and patient, right? And so there's an energy of discernment that is here this week that is an underlying undercurrent influence for you. We do have the Seven of Cups, and this can show that you have some options, you've got some opportunities, maybe you've got a lot of different avenues that you can take. And with the Seven of Cups, it's like, I don't know what to choose, right? I'm a little bit confused. And, so this is really a reminder here that there might be some new opportunities for you, a different way of doing something. Okay, or there could be something coming in here for you, but we do need to make a choice sometimes, and we do need to face our fears. When we have the Seven of Cups, it's like I'm faced with a choice. I'm faced with my path. I'm trying to make plans for this week, but I don't want to do anything wrong, right? I don't want to make the wrong choice, right? And so sometimes what happens is we get stuck. We get wrapped up in fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, right? So you can see how some of this planetary energy is playing out. And when we have the Seven of Cups, we can also procrastinate. We're dreaming about something, we're using our imagination, we're maybe even fantasizing about something, but we can't always put the pieces together. How can I turn this into reality? Or I'm really dreaming about this thing, but what if I get burned, right? Because of course, we do have all these cups. It's like that magic shell game, right? And it's like, this one's got a freaking poisonous coral snake coming out of it. This one is a ladder ascending us to new heights. This one's got some sort of weird bat or dragon behind it, right? So sometimes, we are hesitant to choose something or hesitant to start something, right? Or change something even as well, because we're afraid of what the outcome might be and we're afraid of making that wrong choice. So the best thing that we can do is, number one, get any information that we need to find, right? Ask some questions, do some homework, whatever that happens to be. But ultimately, we need to pay attention to our intuition and follow our heart, right? What does your heart tell you? What does your intuition tell you? Are you getting red flags? Is it, something saying danger, danger, Will Robinson, don't go forward, right? There's a coral snake underneath that choice, If you're not getting those things and if things feel right, dip your toe in the water of uncertainty and try something a little bit different. Dare to be a little bit different, or try something new, right? Or try a different approach to something that you would normally do, or take positive steps forward to make something happen for yourself, right? Remember, we do have this dare to be different, this take the lead, follow your own path and be courageous in this energy, because with the Ace of Pentacles, there's something here for you this week. All right. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, aces are gifts from the universe. So this can be a gift of insight, knowledge, a gift of wisdom. This can be if you start asking questions or doing research. Ace of Pentacles, you find the answers that you're looking for. It's a lucky card, right? It's one that's filled with luck and magic and potential to bring things into reality, to turn your fantasy Seven of Cups into something real. Ace of Pentacles, but we got to start somewhere, right? The seed of something new. And so you could get a new project that can actually turn into something really fortuitous for you, right? So maybe you're handed something and you're sitting there, you got to get creative and you got to use your imagination to how to get this thing done. But with the Wheel of Fortune sitting right here, this little small thing can actually bring you big rewards, right? So the Ace of Pentacles can bring us the seed of something new that can blossom and grow into something wonderful, into something magical. But this can also be a little bit of luck headed your way this week as well. This can be being in the right place at the right time. This can be about creating your own luck, by the way, as well, right? Especially if there's something challenging going on, right, earlier in the week. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to take a new approach, Ace of Pentacles, and I'm going to walk away. And maybe there's a little bit of lesson to be learned there. You might gain a little pearl of wisdom. And you're like, man, I'm lucky I didn't get involved in that thing, right? That could have gone totally sideways. And instead, you're on a better pathway for taking a different approach than maybe you normally would, especially if you're normally one that would be the first warrior in the battle, right? So gentler approach may be necessary, but you can have some luck and a windfall with the Ace of Pentacles as well. Someone may give you a gift. You could unearth something wonderful. And with the Pentacles energy, it's something that you can see, touch, and feel. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune, all right? And so this is wonderful energy, but the Wheel of Fortune does represent a cycle of good luck, good fortune, increase, growth, all of these wonderful things that Jupiter brings us. This brings abundance into your life. This can bring some good fortune in many ways, right? Ace of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune is super lucky. But the Wheel of Fortune also does bring change. And whenever we do have change, even though it's for the better, it does bring in turbulence, right? And if we think about a ship sailing in the night, maybe sailing into dangerous waters, and then it's like, oh, no, we need to change direction. We're taking a different course. Great, wonderful. But when that ship makes that sudden turn, it creates turbulence in the water, right? And so when we do get the Wheel of Fortune, this does represent some really positive things headed our way, but it can bring in just a little bit of turbulent energy. And so it's something to be aware of. All right, so a word to the wise there, okay? Just take the calm approach, take the high road, right? But ultimately be discerning in what you engage in and what you don't engage in for your week ahead. There's super positive vibes there with those, all right? And, just ways to navigate some of the potentially challenging energy that we may have earlier in the week, right? But again, the second part of the week is a lot better. Yeah, you might just find yourself needing to find a quiet place, right? Temperance card. Okay, find yourself the quiet place where you can just kind of be. You can just be calm. You can just connect with your own energy, right? Whatever that happens to be. But there is a healing energy that does come in here too. So this can be, talking about something with someone, healing your situation, and then you move forward in a better direction. That's what I have for you guys this week. So that's what I'm going to leave that there as. I hope there was something here for you. If so, please hit that like button, share this content, and if you enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button. But drop a heart in the comments down below. I'll heart you back, say hello, and I will say hello back. So I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.